Hi. Rosie and Ray, that is what we will be discussing today. But first, welcome to AuthorTube Chat. We're going to talk a lot about Nano and how we're totally not panicking. Jess, how are you doing today?
Today, I'm fantastic.
Wonderful.
How's Kate today?
It's today. That's how I'm doing good.
I'm here. It's great.
Yeah. That's how it's going. Let us know how you guys are today. And also, while I get a poll ready, Jess, can I ask you? Well, so first off, we'll add some context in here. We're going to talk about what Jessica and I are working on for NaNoWriMo. But Jess, you and I have a deal,
a standing agreement
that we will be exchanging our novels, the ones we're working on for Nano, so our Nano novels, with each other in January. How's that looking? Have we changed the deadline at all?
So we talked about, I said I would definitely need 2 months. We talked about this in what month comes before November? October. We talked about it in October.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need 2 months. I won't be ready at the end of November. So let's trade in January. And you were like, yeah, sure, January, great. And then yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I messaged you and was like, January 31st is still January, right?
Yep.
Because it's almost the end of November, and here I sit with like 2,000 words. So, that's how my Nano's going.
Yeah. And you were completely right. January 31st is still January. And frankly, I had a bit of a giggle when I saw that pop up, but I also was like, she's not wrong, and I could probably use until January 31st. Because that's how my Nano's going.
I don't know if we actually like set a time in January, like if we were like after the holidays, beginning of January. Like I don't think there was like a day where we were like this day.
Yeah.
Now there's a day.
Now there's a day. It is the last day, but there is a day.
January 31st at 11:59 p.m. There will be an email in your inbox.
Perfect. And I mean, we didn't specify the time zone either. You could just do the latest 11:59 p.m. you can get.
Fantastic. I'm gonna need an extra like 3 hours. I don't even know. Is it on like what day of the week is it on? Oh, the 31st is on a Monday, so that's not happening because I'll have to be asleep by like midnight for work.
Yeah.
Dang it.
And we're gonna do it.
Right.
It's happening.
I did spend like the first 6 days of Nano, I spent a couple hours every day doing like remapping. I read through everything, figured out what I needed to add in. What's happening at your house?
I don't know. Probably Buffy with the cat.
I have that now too. I have 2 11-week-old puppies in the house, and Lucy does not like cats. So every time one of the cats walks by, she freaks out. So I have that too. No, but I like read through everything, figured out what I needed to add in, reordered some of the plot points that I had to go with like a natural plot point progression. Wrote in like what I needed to add in because I only have like 30,000 words right now. So I spent like the first week of Nano just doing that. And then didn't do anything for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to get back on track. So fine.
Yeah, I've mostly written every day that I've been home, but also as it turns out, unsurprisingly, though I'm surprised every time when I'm imagining my goals, rewriting sometimes takes longer than just the 0 drafting for me. So, never, right? And so anyways, I'll be like, and the way I've been counting NaNoWriMo because I'm rewriting the scene is that I don't get to count the words until I'm done with the scene. Like I could give to Jess done with the scene in theory, because I'm gonna have to reread and do this all over again, which means that like I will have several days where it's like they're 0 word days, but really I'm on the same like 5,000 word chapter I'm trying to fix. So
It's fair.
ah,
I
man.
don't do that. I add every minute I can get, every word, every piece.
Yes.
I have been trying to do things in Scrivener.
Okay.
I'm using PC, not a Mac, which makes it more difficult, but I can have 3 windows open at a time. So I have like my original draft, my new draft, and then my list of notes of
Yeah.
what can be added in. And that seems to be working pretty well for like the last couple of days when I've actually been trying.
Yeah. Good. So there is a system that works.
A system has been put in place. Now
Yes.
what just needs to be put in a place.
Yes. But in chair needs to happen. That's always step 1 of Nano and of writing.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, to be fair, I spend my entire day with my butt in a chair because I work 50 hours a week. So
It is hard to motivate yourself to like stare at a computer screen when you've already been staring at a computer screen for like 10 hours. Yes.
every day, yeah. That math does not compute because it is like way more. Speaking of work, we'll see if they leave a message.
Yeah. Also, Alexa's got a stream later. Oh, about the Goodreads Choice Awards. Ooh. I'm excited to hear y'all's takes. Briar is 0 drafting, almost on track for Nano, just a day or 2 behind, but I'm not even done with Act 1. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing a lot of people say, is that, like, though they might hit the 50,000, the story's not going to be finished. So this is kind of the interesting, like, how do you continue the NaNoWriMo momentum to finish your story and not just, like, abandon it and let the holidays take over? Which I don't know that I have an answer for that, but I would love tips or tricks.
I think we've discussed this before, and I know I've definitely discussed it on my channel. I had an entire video about it. Maybe at the end of last year's Nano, it might have been the year before. I don't remember. I just remember being very angry at the end of a Nano. I think the end of 2020. No, it was the end of 2019 because I predicted the future. They did leave a message.
Okay.
End of 2019, I basically was like, I hate hustle culture. I hate how everyone's like, if you just hustle hard, you'll get the things that you need to get. And that's what you hear like all through November during Nano is, you know, you got to hustle, you got to like forget everything else, don't do anything else. You have to spend all of your time doing this project. And it's like, that's great. But also, most of us that are on AuthorTube, even if they're just people that are over here in the chat, we do this all year long. So it's not like the original premise, I think, behind it was for people who don't write all the time, it gives them like 1 month to get it down. And I feel like it's not conducive for us to live that way, especially when you have unexpected things come up like I did this month.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to be mad at myself for not being emotionally stable enough to sit down and write a book right now. That's fine. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just hate like it really is like in 2019, everybody was like, you have to hustle, you have to do this, you have to like forget everything else you have. And then like 2020 happened and the world fell apart. And now people are like, hustle is so bad. And I'm like, I've been telling you guys this, but nobody wanted to listen to me before.
We've been new. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
I think it's hard because there's some element of potentially needing the kick in the butt to motivate you, but also like using that to a point. and then being like, okay, when is this actually having like a negative effect on my life? Shay says, legit, November is just the worst month for me to try for 50K, which is true for a lot of people
Yeah.
also. And I know the original premise is like, all months are bad months, and like this is just you gotta put the time and you do it, and it's crazy and it's awesome, and that is totally fair. But it's to your point, if you're writing all year long and November is a bad month for you, like it is a lot of people, like it's fine.
I think they picked November because of the alliteration. Like, I think that's the only reason we're like, let's do November.
They're like National Novel Writing Month, November. Yeah, I can see it.
I don't know if it's still up, if it's still a thing, but a lot of people will do NaNoWriMo, so they do it in January.
Yeah.
Um, there used to be a Facebook group, and I think it was Jenna Streety and maybe Jesse Elliott that like had put that together. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But yeah. So
Yeah, NaNoWriMo, especially with I mean, you can lump New Year's resolutions in with like hustle culture and stuff like that. Like it's time to fully remake yourself for 2 days before you fall off. But I could totally see how like a NaNoWriMo would be better. Hustle culture doesn't work when you have to juggle a day job and 2 production schedules for shows, and then also make the idiot decision to vlog the whole chaotic mess. We benefit from your chaos, though, Charlotte. We
we do.
appreciate the idiotic decision.
We do benefit from your I mean, it's just we enjoy the chaos. We get to enjoy watching other people live the chaos that we also live, but it's more fun when you watch somebody else go through it than when you have to live through it.
Yeah. So Jess, does this mean that for NaNoWriMo, you're kind of like you're participating in that, like you're going with the vibe and the enthusiasm of others, but you're kind of just like whatever on the goals minus our January 31st goal?
Originally,
Mhm.
my goal was to work on the project for 50 hours. That was my stretch goal. And
Mhm.
like my base goal was like 30 hours because that would be an hour every day, which is completely and totally doable in my life normally.
Yeah.
But not completely totally normal life going on right now.
Mhm.
So um I just didn't I think the first 6 days I had like 8 hours at the end of the first 6 days. So like I was on target, and then now I'm not. And I stopped tracking. So pretty much what I have is there's like I've just picked one live show every day that I'm free and able to work.
Mhm.
Um, and so I'm just doing like whatever I can do during 1 2 hour live show.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I feel like I remember you might have actually been the one to say this, but I remember someone was originally doing like a camp nano or a nano one time where it was just I'm going to try and attend as many live streams and only write during live streams kind of thing.
I did that last year in November, and my goal wasn't I think my goal was like 25,000. My goal was like 20. My stretch goal was 25. I think I hit like 22,000,
Mhm.
and I did it only writing during live streams.
Yeah. And you also host live streams on Friday.
I do.
Yeah.
So I get a lot done during that time. And I'm a hardcore person. I do like 30 and 45-minute sprints all the time.
Yeah.
Um, Julie has definitely turned me onto those, and I do honestly believe if you are a person who struggles, as long as you're not someone who struggles with like 15 minutes in and you're on another place, like your whole world has gone, I really think that longer sprints definitely help because you don't like just get into the groove and then it's over.
Yeah.
You get to stay in that momentum.
Yeah.
But that may not be great for everybody. It works for me, but
I have come so far in like a year and a half. I now totally am down for the longer sprints. We did a 79-minute one today on Twitch. So and it was one of those where it's like I was in the zone. I for almost all 79 minutes.
On Fridays, I usually ask in the poll at the beginning of the stream, 30 minutes or under, 30 minutes or over. And it's almost always overwhelmingly longer sprints.
Over. Dang. Yeah. Oh. Well, since I have the poll feature and now I know how to use it. Thanks, Grape. Thanks, Tavisha. I'm like, let me do all the polls. So I'm gonna ask y'all, yeah, which ones you prefer doing, but also, can we get like just let us know what's been your biggest like NaNoWriMo / November revelation. You could do that either for like your story that you've learned or just about this entire process for you. Do you have a story-based revelation, Jess?
Not yet. I'm not far enough in, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, you have a system, the actual system kind of working for you here and there.
I have a system that's working. I think I had like major story revelations when I was on our writing retreat
Yes.
with Grape and Wallace and Katie. And we talked about my main character was very flat. Not on purpose, just I forgot to give her a personality. So
how did y'all like did you workshop to add the personality back in? Or is it one of those where she had a personality in your brain, but like translating that onto the page was not working for some reason?
right. I like in my brain she had a personality, which she still does have that personality, but it's just like, but there was nothing to fix. Like she just was, there was no character growth,
Yes.
if you will.
I will. Yes.
Which part of the story has always been like, I hate that YA always centers around like at some point you get a boyfriend and he fixes your problems somehow. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
So for this specific story, one of my main plot points has always been that when we start the story out, she is in a happy relationship with someone and their relationship continues throughout the story. So it's not like that love of a romantic love is what saves her.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. And it's not necessarily like a reward for her growth. It's not like, oh, I've grown and also now I'm ready to be in one. It's like, I've been in one and it's a happy one. I have been wanting to read more like long-term happy romantic relationships where that's not necessarily the forefront of the story. It's just that they are in a happy relationship. Like I have a couple sitcoms that I love that did it really well where they like don't break up the couple for like however many seasons and it's great. And I totally want that for my book. So I'm just more excited to read the story.
It's okay, because you'll get to in a couple months. And you're gonna read it and be like, wow, this is really bad. Okay.
This is why we're baiting for each other. We will help each other. We're gonna make our stories better.
Yeah. We will be better
together. I like this revelation that if I like reading short chapters in books, I should be writing short chapters too. I like that. It's the write what you enjoy reading. Write the book you want to read or you would read.
Yeah, that actually tracks, man.
My biggest self-revelation is that Nano's not for me. I like to take my time.
Absolutely. Again, because we are people who do this all the time.
Yes. Ooh, Miranda says, mine was turning the hero character in my story to a villain and exploring why someone becomes a villain. I love a good villain origin story.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
God, I love that so much.
Yeah. It's like, there's just some tropes that hit you. Also, yes, Stephanie.
Oh, that is Stephanie. Stephanie has a new profile picture. I didn't recognize her face. Hi.
Shay says, I know doing scene sprints with Becca got me out of a huge writing slump, and I've been continuing with them, and they got me into the first chapter of the adult thriller today.
Yay.
Yay! Lucas tried writing this story without an outline and realized how much I actually need them. I do think that Nano's a good time. So if you're someone who writes all year round, all the time, and you don't necessarily need NaNoWriMo to be your motivation boost, I do find that NaNoWriMo is a fun time to try something new. So you kind of get that hit of new, different goal kind of thing. So whether that's trying a new plotting method or trying a genre you've never written before or whatever else.
I think Nano for me has been would be easier to do without a plot, without any notes than it is when I have notes, when I plan things. Because like I've written 173,000 words in 2 months of fan fiction before with no plot. Because you're just like writing whatever. And if it doesn't make sense for what you wrote 23 chapters ago, nobody cares. When you're trying to like actually make it make sense, no thank you.
Yes. I feel that very strongly. Actually, until you said that, I didn't realize how true that felt for me. So it's totally like I'm doing this is draft 4, more like draft 3 of this story, since the previous draft 3 was abandoned at like 20,000 words. But it's so much harder. I'm finding to revise and rewrite this thing and have to stick to my outline than it normally is when I just zero draft something. But that's just how I feel about revising in general. It's just a little bit harder for me, but it's worth it. It's fun in its own way. Slow fun. My revelation is that I can never get rid of that I said. I use Preptober to try new things. I like that too.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Okay, Maddie says, does get caught
You're
up.
not wrong, but I was writing Inuyasha fanfiction in 2003. So like it was a minute ago and
A beautiful time. I
it's a
need to
great
find
time.
this, Jessica.
It's
I
a
need
great
you to
time to be
send me
alive.
your old Inuyasha fanfic.
Someone commented on it the other day on a website
Really?
that I didn't know it was on because I have like removed everything from everywhere. And I got
Yeah,
an email notification that there was a comment and I was like, how is this still on the internet?
that's amazing.
No, it's not. No,
It
it's not. It's
it,
not amazing.
it fully is.
Terrifying.
Nothing dies on the internet, Jessica.
I've noticed.
JC says Nana's usually when I make sure to start a new draft of something. So if I don't write anything new for the rest of the year, I know that in Nano I will be writing a new draft, which I really like. I think that's what I'm gonna do next year, frankly, because at this point, NaNoWriMo 2020 was a wash for me, as most of the year was, as it was for a lot of us. But I'm pretty sure NaNoWriMo 2019, I also was rewriting something because we are writing year round. I'm like, well, I'm just in the middle of a project, but if I'm gonna do NaNoWriMo next year, I think I'm gonna do a new story.
I would love to do a fresh new story for a Nano, but I need to finish like 83 other stories that I've started first.
I have never felt so attacked with one statement before.
Technically, so I have the French Grim Reaper, which is what we're working on now. I
Uh-huh.
have my witch boarding school, which is like in the middle of a first discovery draft-ish thing. I have what else do I have? I have my adult high fantasy that is not ready to be touched in any way, shape, or form. It's only been 15 years. What the fuck? A couple more.
Hmm.
And what else do I have? Oh, I have my Princess's Guard story that has a first draft finished. I finished the first draft of that during the last Nano, I think. Last camp, I think. I don't know. I have lots of things to work on.
I need to do this for my own stuff too, but I want to draw out where I'm at in all my stories again and do like a little graph on how many drafts I'm at.
I used to keep one in the front of my planner, but I have too many planners and I've lost track.
Yes. I do love Charlotte's question, which is, does anyone else write characters that you just know people are going to ship the hell out of, but they're never going to get together in canon? Or am I just mean? Oh, 100,000%. And it's so fun to put in like just little lines where you're like, oh, so good.
My adult high fantasy has a couple that was a couple prior to the book having started. They're not together at that time, but you might think that they're gonna get together again, but they ain't.
Why would you do this to us, Jessica?
Because I'm evil and she needed some backstory. I mean,
this is what we want, though. I think that's half the fun of the fanfic community. I picked up fanfiction again as a quarantine hobby while I was furloughed at work. Wrote 100,000 of a boarding school alternate universe, and now it's just a jumping off point for my nano book. It all sort of snowballed. Yes.
fantastic.
And again, talking about like tropes that I'm just trash for, will never not love a boarding school story. That's like top 10 for me across any genre. Give me the boarding schools.
I mean, my witch boarding school Battle of Madness. I mean, that's literally what I call it. I have no idea why that's what I call it because I don't know that there actually is a battle or madness in it, but they are witches and it is a boarding school. So,
I mean, it needs a battle of madness now. And also, witches should be. I don't know that that can count as a trope necessarily, but just like what I need, I will pick up immediately. The funniest thing to me is that one of the possible ship names for the characters is Carcass, and it cracks me up because the ship is dead and canon. I love
fantastic.
so much.
I love you forever.
Yeah, that needs to be. Charlotte, I need this.
Malin tries to read, asked if I've read Rules for Vanishing, and I have. I just read it last month and it was fantastic. One of my favorite ones of the year. Loved it. So creepy. So fucking creepy.
Ooh.
Very creepy.
Okay.
And Rodney asked about French Grim Reaper. I will clarify, the French Grim Reaper is not set in France. And I mean, there is a Grim Reaper, but like nobody dies. So, I mean, maybe somebody dies, but maybe not. It's just the best way. It's the best way to describe it. I'm sorry.
I do love when it's like, I mean, I pick terrible like working titles like Project Blue or Project Purple, but I do love when like a working title starts out making sense and then the story evolves and the working title no longer makes sense, but you've called it that for forever, that it is that in your head. And then when they're like, oh, what about X? And you're like, well, I guess technically it's not this thing anymore, maybe.
So technically, the French Grim Reaper is an Ankou, but no one can pronounce that when I spell it. So it was easier just to say French Grim Reaper because it's historically a specific type of Grim Reaper that only exists in France and has like a specific set of graveyards that they haunted, and it was like them and a curse.
Yeah.
So like the Ankou's curse, but no one can say Ankou when I just spell it out. So French Grim Reaper.
I mean, I love it. Also, yes, let us know what your working titles are. I love people working titles. I also am so envious of people who have like really good working titles to start with. I'm like, I mean, I think the Ankou's Curse is a really good working title / real title.
It's been I sent you my cover. It's on my cover.
Yeah.
My great cover with the Grim Reaper and some cheerleaders in a pyramid. It's fantastic.
It's so perfect.
But in things that you cannot do, I typically use my main character's name as a working title, but Kate doesn't name characters.
Right. Correct.
So she can't do that.
That is true. Yeah.
It's fair.
That's what I will never get over, the fact that I started Project Death with this whole thing about you can trade names, so I don't have to name anyone, and it's perfect and amazing, only to realize that this meant I now had to describe people and, like, their physical attributes more, which is also something I don't do, and it's like I had a real quick gotcha to myself, and it was like, "Well, fuck."
And now we're stuck here.
Yeah. My project space working title is The Space Pirate's Guide to Accidental Mutiny. Love it. My current nano work was Midsummer Night's Piracy. I love that.
I would read both of those.
Yeah. Working title, Not My Father's Son, contemporary family drama, heavy themes of sexism. Afterlife Coaches Club. Ooh, middle grade paranormal and Arrow anthology.
All sound fantastic. I'm
Yeah.
in. Sign me up.
Project Stars also exactly how I name stuff. And actually, you do better than me because you assigned like a thing,
shape
concept. Yeah, not just a color.
You should do a shape and a color.
I should. I'm now. I see the error of my ways now. Project Blue Ship. That's what it would have been. Oh, it was named Press Send, but now got to figure out something different.
But that sounds cool, though.
It does sound cool. My best friend, the serial killer. Amazing. Instantly catchy.
Oh, there is my sister, the serial killer.
Well,
so, you know.
This is the problem with titles and working titles in general.
There's so much of everything, and it's fantastic. I love it. Because sometimes I feel like you can really get an idea of like what the story is going to be about by like how it connects to other titles.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be very wrong. But a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, and I also love we were talking about how like YA fantasy novels for the longest time and still are like the blank of blank and blank. Like you have a template you can fill out kind of thing. which is great. I love a good template. Look at you, Shay. I have about 3 titles for everything because I have a fear of publisher editor wanting to change title and I want to have backups. The Best Served Cold Thriller has 5 possible titles and they keep getting better. Look at you. I need help.
We can't even come up with one title and you're out here with 6.
Yeah. I have one named The Weight of Her. Oh, I like that too. Her Own Separate Life, the Mystery series is just Mackenzie Brown, book 1, 2, 3. I think that works for mystery series though too.
Yeah.
My Sister the Vampire. I mean,
My Babysitter's a Vampire.
God, why did that bring me back to the like decom? My mom is on a date with a vampire. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mom's got a date with a vampire.
Yes.
Yes.
So good.
I tried watching, they made a new Under Wraps, like they remade Under Wraps.
Uh-huh.
And I tried to watch it during the Halloween season and I fell asleep and I never went back and watched it.
Was it because it wasn't interesting or because like you were sleepy?
I don't know.
Okay.
I did rewatch all of My Babysitter's a Vampire though.
And
every year,
as you remember.
Every year for Halloween season, I rewatch the entire 2 seasons of My Babysitter's a Vampire, and it's fantastic. And I'm so sad that show got cheated out of a 3rd season.
Briar writes is like, no.
I mean, I don't know if it's good or bad because I fell asleep. So.
Mullen says, I would love to have my title be a sentence from a book so that people go, ooh, she said that. I do love a good like roll credits kind of title where you're like, it's there.
The Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. It is like a weird offhanded sentence towards the very end of the book.
Yeah.
And it's like just in there and you're like, dang, like did she write the whole book?
Just
and then, like, one line was just so good and she was like, that's the title.
I wonder how many people like get the idea for the title and do build a book off of that, because I know people definitely do that. Yeah, Shay's like, I did that with Karma Always Comes Back. Like you're like, this is a good title, I better make a story for it. Also, same JC. I don't do the sequels, but I do the OG Halloween Town. Sometimes Halloween Town too.
We watched all 4 movies one night at the retreat.
There's a 4th one?
Yeah. Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge, Halloween Town High, and Return to Halloween Town. That's 4.
Return to Halloween? You're blowing my mind.
It's the college one where they changed the main character.
Oh.
They changed the actors for the main character in the 4th one.
Okay, that's why I never saw it. Okay.
Logistically, it has one of the best plot lines.
But
worst acting.
Yeah. Oh, Emily names the chapters first before writing the chapter. That's impressive. Hold on. I'm gonna do another poll because I can't.
Back in the day, when I used to write fan fiction, clear back in the early 2000s, I would listen to music choice on the cable TV networks, and whatever song was playing when I finished writing the chapter, that would be the name of the chapter.
Oh yeah. I would just do it if a song inspired that chapter, which is what I like to do. So yeah, all of mine were also just song titles or lines from songs. Gosh. Fanfic.
Ye old fan fiction days.
Space Fire's Guide to Accidental Mutiny came from a list of short stories, ideas, titles from this Project Space Universe, and I was like, that could actually work for the first book.
Absolutely.
JC, I have a hard time starting a novel that doesn't have a title. I will agonize over a title even if I know it's going to change just so I can start writing. I know some people do that with like their character names, which is also Shay's out here on your wavelength.
I mean,
these are all very interesting points. Lewis saying I'm more likely to name chapters if it's a multi-point of view.
I don't think I've ever named chapters like in actual fiction.
Outside of fanfic, yeah.
Fanfic, you just named chapters because it looked cool in the drop-down menu to have an actual wordage in there instead of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Oh, Redcap likes to create book covers before I write. I'm extra and I don't apologize. I'm here for it.
Fair. I have never created a book title until like a month ago.
And it was amazing.
It was fantastic. It's horrible, but it's fantastic.
It's amazing.
It's pink and gaudy and so in line with like book covers right now, and I did it with clip art in Canva.
And yeah. It's one of those that almost feels like a spoof. Like it feels like you're making fun of it, and yet it so perfectly fits. And it's just, it's beautiful. It makes me happy.
Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
That's right. I make cover mock-ups in Canva for inspiration while I write. That's like how many people make mood boards, or which I don't because I have like no talent. But
me either.
I love looking at other people's mood boards.
I will occasionally like use it for picking out character inspiration if I need it, but I don't use it for like mood boardage.
Okay, JC's got the question, and I'm going to throw it to everyone, but what genre would you never write in? I think we've talked about this a little bit before.
The only thing I would never write in is just straight erotica, because I don't have the knowledge base to feel like I could do that without it being like in a mocking way.
Yeah.
Like it would be me make it like I am not the school guidance counselor from 10 Things I Hate About You. Like I don't have the skill set to write that type of a novel. So it would feel like I was trying to make fun of the people who do, which I think that people that are able to write erotica and make money off of it, good for them.
Your references tonight are just chef's kiss. Amazing. You were on
This
fire.
is me all day, every day. This is why you love me.
Okay. Horror, romance, YA, hero. I think I'm with you on the historical because I was trying to think of the other ones, and I'm like, I actually do want to return to sci-fi eventually. I actually could do erotica, and I was just like listing them out in my head, and I think it's historical because I just don't have the like. Yeah, I don't have the dedication. That's what it is, Shu. Yes.
I could do like adult romance with like the smexy scenes in it, but like pure
Straight up
erotica
Yeah.
could not do.
Yeah.
Historical fiction I could do if it was a historical fantasy, so that I could play with it a little bit.
When you twist it. Uh-huh.
Like play with it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
oh. Lucas is saying nonfiction, if considering that as a genre. It seems a little broad. There's like narrative nonfiction and stuff. So
I want to write a nonfiction, and one day I will. But today is not that day.
Not this Nano, not this November.
I have too much other things going on. I have it. It's in here.
It's stored up. Yeah.
It will all come out one day.
Yeah. That's honestly, I mean, I know Jess and I, we literally have the same problem, but it's like there's so many ideas and there's so little time is what it feels like. You know, we just can't get to all of it.
In my next life, I want to be born rich instead of beautiful, so I can have time to just lay around and write all the time.
The dream. Pamela, my romance would turn into a Tim Burton, Guillermo del Toro spinoff.
That would be fantastic, actually. I would read that.
I was about to say, wait a second. I think you need to do it just so you can gift this to the world. Modern Scholar, I'm afraid to write a nonfiction novel because I'm afraid my dry academic writing would take over. It is like a different skill set a lot of the time.
That's fair. That's fair.
We're just over here like in our fantasies.
Shay's got me with Christian historical fiction.
It's a no from me. Also a no from me.
I mean, I could. But, like, I have the knowledge and the skill set and the list of facts.
Yeah.
But the audience that would be targeted to would not be interested in reading it.
Yep.
So, no.
Okay, also, the end of the poll, 51% of people do not title their chapters. 31% it depends, and 16% do title. That's actually a more decent spread than I thought.
We are a non-titling group of heathens.
We are.
And I love that for us.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any other nano questions? Is anyone else on day, what is today? This is 23, feeling burnt out from nano as we are 23 days in, if you are writing each day from it. Or also, since I have a million questions, did you try to go with the 1,667 a day, or was it just like, if I do it, I do it? Or did you do like a reverse nano, start with a higher number, last day just write one word? Gabby, your statement combined with your picture is just yeah.
I'm burnt out and also a little rabid.
I like your picture though, Hannah.
I made it 6 days, so we're living the dream here.
Yeah. My graph also looks like a roller coaster. So it's not done yet. We're all still on the ride. My characters are still on the ride, but it's real wonky. I have non-nanoed this whole month. Signed up on the website, haven't touched it since.
I also have signed up on the website and haven't touched it since. But that's because I hate the website.
You know, I do too, and I actually just figured out that I just have to continually erase my cookies and/or I need to block the cookies on the NaNoWriMo website, and then it might actually work. But
Tried, like, just making a new account.
I need my current account. I need it.
I mean,
I
yes.
need my years.
But have you tried, like,
I
making a new
haven't. I
account
should.
see if it just to see if
It
it kicks you out?
is my thing. I should see. That's true. That's a good
Or
point.
try logging in on someone else's computer?
I've tried that and it's still
You're too popular and it doesn't let you. It's not prepared for your amount of popularity.
I tried to fix the settings too, so I think I don't get alerts anymore, but
Listen, Regina George, I know it's hard to be popular, but you're just gonna have to wear that crown, okay?
okay. I don't get to toss it out. Pull a Katie
No.
at the end. Okay, okay. I guess I made it 24 hours and gave up.
Yes.
26K behind. Jimmy hit 40K last night. Finished 2,500 today, next 75 last week. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Ooh, Mullen's asking, and we're going to open this up to everyone. Any advice on starting Nano for the first time next year? As we're talking about being burned out from it and stuff. So it's not meant to be a downer, but I think
Find friends who are doing it with you.
mhm.
You need a community because it's not the most fun you'll ever have. It could be, I guess. I won't remember. It's been so long since I did my first Nano that I don't remember.
I remember writing in secret, keeping it away from everyone at school, and that was fun. But yeah, I think the real trick is to try and stay on track. Like, if you're gonna aim for the 50K, if that is your goal, alternatively, Shay's point, which I think was also Jess's point, join for the community. If you're gonna try and stay on track, or try and hit the 50K, I think the most I've ever done on the last day was like 8,000 words, and it was a true sprint to the finish. Start strong on the first day. Set yourself up for success if you can. Burn the plan.
Burn the plan.
Follow the plan, burn the plan.
I think if you have never like sat down and tried to do a project on this scale, to doing like a large number of words in a month, it's good to try during a camp, which is in April and July, and go for like a smaller number, like 20,000 or 25, 30, whatever, and see if you're able to put in a habit to write every day and reach that smaller goal so that you will know what you need to adjust when you get to November. Like, do you have more time to write on weekdays or more time to write on weekends? Do you need to? I have in the past, the only time I've ever been able to finish a Nano is actually sitting down with a calendar and going, okay, I need 50,000 words. Nano says you need 1,667, but I know there are going to be days where I'm not going to be able to get that. And so I map out like days I know I can't write, like Thanksgiving or the day before. And then days of the week that I know I'm not going to be able to get that many words. Maybe that day I'm only going to shoot for 500. And then I evenly disperse everything else out on the rest of the calendar. I think if you go in knowing that you are going to have days that you're going to miss, so you adjust for those on the other days, it is more helpful than just going in and going for 1667 every day, because you're not going to get 1667 every day. Someone will call you and interrupt your time. Your car will get a flat tire and you will ruin your whole day. You will have to stay after work late. Like, something will happen.
Yes. Inevitably. And I will say that if you feel like you're on a roll, don't just be like, well, okay, I guess I got my words today, I can stop. Just like, if you have the momentum, take the momentum when you got it. That way you
Yes.
can make up for the time that your car gets a flat or whatever else.
It's not cheating to never use contractions to get more words, but it will sound really dumb.
And it will also be a slight pain to edit later, but it is a nano rite of passage to elongate your sentences in any way you can. Start
Mhm.
giving characters, like, multiple names too. Instead of Jennifer, she's like Jennifer Louis the 4th, and, like, that's how you do it the entire way through.
Instead of John, his name's John Paul David.
Yeah.
And so every time you name him John Paul David.
Yeah.
You don't shorten it to JPD.
No. See? Efficient use of time.
Absolutely.
I will say that's one of the great things about doing Nano in the past, I wanna say, like, 3 or 4 years, maybe not even 4, it might have been more like 3, but as live streams have gotten so much more popular because they weren't, just a few
When
years
we
ago.
started.
Yeah, it has been phenomenal to just, like, have, kinda like what Jess does, where she picks one each day that she knows she can attend and, like, block off that time sorta thing. It's so nice to have that community around you and being able to, like, check in and be like, "Okay, this is my time."
I also will, um, keep track of, because I'm doing sprints, like, how long the sprint is for and how many words I get,
Mhm.
because I've found that, like, if you look back over time, you'll see certain sprint lengths work better for you. It may be correlation to other things, like what you're actually writing at the time, but you can also find that, like, maybe your brain works best at, like, a 15 and a 30. Like, if you do a 20, you get the same amount of words you would or less amount of words than you would if you do a 15 or whatever the case may be. So, everybody's brains are different, so it's gonna work different for everyone.
Yeah, and I will also say that, I used to joke that day 10 and right around now was the worst time for me for Nano. So, like, once you do it a couple years, you kind of figure out when the, like, bad times for you are, and if you can push past them, like, you're gonna be awesome. But just expect that to happen. So, it's only a little bit unfortunate that I was, a weirdo, a butt, and had to push back today's the stream to today instead of last week, and today is just my, like, "Oh, no. Oh, no," time for NaNoWriMo. Otherwise, I'd be a little bit more positive probably, but
Me randomly, getting a notification that Kate was doing a double stream day last Tuesday, casually sending her a message. "Did you forget that we have AuthorTube chat next Tuesday?"
yeah, double stream day and Twitch, so it was already like a 3 stream day, and I was like, "Oh, yes, I did not realize that the 16th was Tuesday."
Was the 3rd Tuesday? I mean, that's really early in the month, so
In my head, I was like, "Oh, it's halfway through Nano," which I think at the time is what we were talking about, even doing the thing, but my brain has just been a bunch of goo.
you need to plan better. You need a better planner.
I need a better planner. I haven't brought my planner with me, which I think is also part of it.
You were also, like, all over the world, so
Time zones,
it's fine.
it's a mess. I like Lynn's update your word count on the website often for even short sprints. Although you're only adding a small amount of words at a time, watching the number go up seems to help motivate me to keep going. Yes.
If the Nano website is too hard for you to understand,
Yeah.
or if it's just a pain and it doesn't work for you, like it doesn't work for Kate, there are also other things out there. If you search like NaNoWriMo tracker in Google, you'll get like a
Mhm.
bajillion and a half of them. I prefer to use spreadsheets than Google or than the website. Jesus, the English language is hard right now. I prefer to use spreadsheets than the NaNoWriMo website because their website makes me angry.
Mhm. But
So,
there you go. As long as you know what works for you, or try and seek out stuff that works for you. Um,
and I actively participate in 2 events every year that does donations to NaNoWriMo. So clearly I think what they're doing is good. I just hate their website.
I know that's
I love their like young learners program, but
yeah. The Young
Their
Writers
website's a
program
dumpster
is
fire.
it's
Yeah.
fabulous, and if they would just revert back, it's fine. Lots of thoughts and feelings and opinions about the website, but yes, they are doing good work, and I will always have such love for
They
NaNoWriMo.
took 2 great websites and merged them into one dumpster fire website, and
Yeah.
it's been 2 years, and I'm still mad about it.
Still mad.
Still mad.
You know what? If we have to continue to use it, we will still be mad.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about? Because otherwise I'm thinking this might be a shorter stream than normal AuthorTube chats. We usually go for 2 hours, but we also need to give everyone time to write. And then also
Absolutely.
we will talk about AuthorTube chat book. I can't talk either. AuthorTube chat book club pick. Which do I still have it on my phone? We're gonna find out.
I thought I got mine down last time, but I don't see it anywhere, so I don't know for sure. Oh, I do have it though, because I just got it on. Kate and I are always so well put together, and we're doing a great job.
Doot doot. I have it, but it's expired, so I can't pull it off as close. But we will be doing Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. So anyways, if this is your first time joining us for AuthorTube chat, heck yes.
Almost, kind of, sort of.
Every other month, we have a book club pick where at the end of that month's chat, we will be talking about the book. We will be discussing it and analyzing it and all of those fun things. So if you want to join us, next month we'll also be on my channel and we'll talk about the book. It'll be great.
And if you are interested, Jessica.
Yes.
I haven't decided if I want to release it the day before we do the live show or if I want it to be my Christmas Eve video. But I am going to do a reread of Dash and Lily's Book of Dares and Dash and Lily, whatever the second book is that I can't think of right now. And then read the third book and watch the TV series and vlog it. So I'm going to read all 3 books, watch the series, vlog it. That might be my Christmas Eve video because I feel like it's going to be really Christmassy. So like I think that would be perfect for Christmas Eve. I haven't completely decided yet.
That makes me so happy. That sounds wonderful. I cannot
I'm very
wait.
excited.
I will watch before I discuss so that I can have an entire list for you about my thoughts and feelings. But yeah, so
many things.
Redcap asking, would you rather give yourself a treat as motivation to write, or say you can only have it if you write a certain amount? Like you want your treat with you before, like as you're writing, or you want your treat once you meet your word count goal?
I don't do treat motivations.
Smart.
I have enough problems with food that I try not to make that a motivational thing for anything else.
That's totally fair. I do occasionally try to bribe myself with candy, often when I have leftover Halloween candy, as I still do now. The problem is that I start off saying I will give it to myself if I write 1,000 words, but I'll like have it nearby and or the kitchen's close enough. So then it's like, I'll do it for 250 and be like, I think I earned like a little part of the treat. So it's I need to not is what I'm saying.
Yours is during, not after.
Mine's during, and also sometimes I will quit because now I also have the reward already. So it clearly doesn't work.
Fair.
Yes. But if it works for you, then that is what's important. I do think that what I've been doing this year is that once I hit certain milestones in my project, I give myself a day off of the project and I get to work on another project just for the day, kind of like my write anything days where I'm just like, I'm just doing stuff for fun again. Like all of it's fun, but I don't have any goal. I don't count the words. It's amazing. So that's what I do when I hit certain milestones.
Fair.
TV shows.
Except I am a binge watcher, and clearly I have problems with lots of things. So I would just like forget writing and watch the whole thing. Like just watch
Yeah.
which last weekend I watched the first 4 episodes of Julie and the Phantoms again because I've watched it before, and then this weekend I watched the second half of the season again.
It's so easy when that next episode button, it, like, just auto plays. You're like, "What are you gonna do? Stop it?" No.
No.
No. Modern Scholar, Ted Lasso, I've already rewatched it again. It's so good. Anyways.
I mean, there are things that just really work for you. I
Truths
don't
don't have to
know
be
that I just I don't know. I feel like the reward is having the finished product,
rewards the words. Yeah.
but also clearly not getting there. So it's
I do think the reward is the word sometimes. There's nothing quite like seeing that word count go up to feel a sense of like pride and accomplishment. But also No, there you go. My weekends are technically boyfriend days, so I don't do anything while he's here, and when he leaves, I get to the writing, so I guess that's my bribe. That's a great bribe.
my bribe is the boyfriend's coming over and
Yeah.
I want to spend the weekend with him. So I need to have my words done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you can also send me a boyfriend on the weekends, then that might work for me. But until then, that one's not working for me either.
Oh man. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. I had a blast chatting all things NaNoWriMo and what does and doesn't work for us. If you want to find Miss Jess and her writing sprints that she does on Fridays and or reading sprints and or productivity sprints, you can find her down below. And also you can join us again next month. I think we're going to talk goals, maybe writing accomplishments, maybe. We haven't decided on the topic, but we were debating talking about all the books that we read for book club and ranking them. And Jessica and I have some, well, we have some different rankings on stuff. A little bit like this, but then one book that we both hated, or two books that we both hated. So it'll be fun.
Right. Rate all the book club books.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jess. Bye.